Hello, everyone. Welcome to Chat with Jennifer English.
Yes, hello. Welcome, everyone.
I am so happy you're here today. This is a special place for you. We speak simple English here. It is for beginners.
That is right. Zero pressure. Just easy and fun English.
Exactly. My name is Jennifer. I'm your main host. I'm here to help you learn English with a big smile.
And I am Marco. I am your friendly co-host today. So today we are going to talk about something very important. It is something we all do. We're going to take a deep dive into writing emails.
Oh, wow. Yes. Emails. That is a big topic.
It really is. I mean, think about this. It is late at night, maybe 11 o'clock. You're looking at your computer screen.
Right. It is dark and the screen is bright.
Yeah. And there is a little line blinking on the screen. You want to write an email to someone, but it is a new person. You do not know them.
Oh, that is so hard. You just stare at it.
You really do. You write one word, then you delete it. You ask yourself, do I sound too serious, or maybe am I too relaxed?
You worry a lot. You think, if I just say, hey, will they be angry?
Yes. You worry before you even write the second sentence. It is a very common fear today.
It is a modern fear. You stop because, this short little message shows the other person who you are. It is like walking into a room.
Oh, that is a good way to say it.
Yeah, like when you walk into a room, people look at how you stand, they look at your smile. In an email, all of that is in the first 3 words you write.
Right. And usually when we do not know what to do, we look for rules. We want a rule book.
But the rules for emails change all the time.
They really do. What was good 5 years ago is now, well, it is bad today. Sometimes it is even rude.
So today, we will give you the new rule book. This is for the year 2026.
Yes. We looked at many big websites. We looked at guides from all over the world. We read about how different countries talk. And we made a simple plan for you.
Our goal is to help you. By the end of the show, you will never feel scared to say hello in an email again.
That is the mission.
Yeah.
And it is not just about learning big words. It is about being nice. It is about saving the other person's time. We want to make it very easy for them to read your message.
Exactly. You want to make it easy for them to say yes to you. We will talk about how people read emails. We will talk about differences between countries, like how Americans and British people are very different.
Oh, that part is so interesting. But first, we have to start with the biggest rule, the most important rule for 2026. If you only remember one thing today, remember this.
Yes. Listen closely to this one.
You can never, ever use the words, to whom it may concern. It is dead.
It is completely gone. Do not use it.
I mean, we really have to say this clearly. In 2026, using to whom it may concern is like, well, using an old fax machine or a pigeon.
Right. It is just too old.
But, many of us learned to use this in school. Teachers told us it was the best way to be polite in a business letter. So what happened? Why is it bad now?
Well, the internet happened. A long time ago, if you sent a letter, you really did not know who would open it. It was a secret.
Right. It was just a piece of paper in an envelope.
Exactly. But today, everything is on the internet. When someone gets an email that says, to whom it may concern, their brain thinks something bad.
What do they think? Do they think it is like a virus?
Yeah.
Or spam?
Yes, exactly like spam, or a message sent to 1,000 people. It tells the boss that you are lazy. It shows you did not take 30 seconds to look up their name.
Wow. 30 seconds.
Yeah. We found data from a big survey. It shows 81% of bosses will say no to a person just because of a bad greeting.
Wait, 81%? That is a very big number.
It is huge. They say no before they even read your resume.
Because the greeting is the first door you open. Why does it make people so angry now?
Because everyone gets too many emails. People are tired. When they open an email, they look at it for maybe 5 to 7 seconds.
Just 5 seconds.
Yes. Just to decide if they will read it or delete it. The brain thinks very fast. If they see a boring old greeting, they think, this person does not know me, this is not important, and they delete it.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
What about the greeting, dear sir or madam? I still see that sometimes. Usually from older companies. Is that bad too?
It is even worse, actually.
Oh, really?
Yes. Because, well, it also looks like spam. But it also leaves people out. It says the person reading must be a sir or a madam, but some people do not use those words.
Right, that is a very good point. It is not polite to guess who they are.
Exactly. In 2026, you cannot guess someone's identity if you do not even know their name. It is a big mistake. There is no excuse for it.
I hear you. But let's be real for a minute. Sometimes you look on the internet, you want a job at a big secret company, you try to find the manager's name, but you just cannot find it. What do you do then? Do you just guess?
No. You should not guess. But you have to try your best to find it. There is a way to look. First, you go to the company website, you look at the About Us page.
Right. The page with the pictures of the workers.
Yes. If the name is not there, you go to LinkedIn, you type in words like marketing manager and the name of the company.
So you were being like a little detective on the computer.
Exactly, a digital detective. And when you find the name, you can guess the email. Most big companies use the same rules, like firstname.lastname@company.com.
Oh, yeah. I see that a lot.
And there are websites now that help you. We looked at one called Prospeo. It has millions of names. You can check the email address, and it tells you if it is real. It is right 98% of the time. The tools are there, so if you do not use them, you look lazy.
Okay. Okay. But what if I try everything? I use the search, I use the tools, but the company is completely hidden. There is no name on the internet. I really, truly cannot find it. What is the backup plan?
If you try very hard and find nothing, you can use the name of their job. You can write, Dear Hiring Manager. That is okay.
Dear hiring manager. Okay.
Or even better, you write to the whole group, like Dear Marketing Team or Dear Search Committee.
I like that a lot. Dear Search Committee. It shows you know what team they are on, even if you do not know the exact person.
Exactly. It is much better than throwing an email out of a window and hoping someone catches it. It shows you know where the email is going.
That is a great way to put it. Now, before we move on, I have a very small question. But it makes people very nervous.
Oh, what is it?
Punctuation. The little marks after the name. Do I use a comma? Or do I use a colon? I always freeze when I have to choose.
Yes. It is small, but it matters. The rule is very easy. You use a colon for very formal emails. Formal means very serious, like Dear Miss Chen with a colon.
Okay, a colon for serious emails.
Right, and you use a comma for casual emails. Casual means relaxed, like when you know the person. Hi, Sarah, with a comma.
So the colon is like wearing a nice suit, and the comma is like wearing a t-shirt.
That is exactly right. And if you do not know which one to pick, use the colon for the first email. It is better to be a little too serious than a little too relaxed.
Okay, that is super helpful. So is there any time at all, that to whom it may concern is okay to use? Or is it 100% gone?
Well, there is maybe one tiny, tiny exception.
Oh, tell us.
You can use it for a general letter. Like if a teacher writes a letter for a student to get a job, the student will give that letter to many different companies in the future. The teacher does not know who will read it.
Oh, I see. A letter that many unknown people will read over a long time.
Right. Or if you write a very serious legal complaint to a big government office and you do not have a specific person, but really, that is it. Mostly, it is dead.
Wow. Okay, so the old greetings are gone.
Sure.
We are good detectives, and we found the person's name. But just having the name is not enough. We have to pick the word that goes before the name.
Yes, the opening word.
This is a minefield. Do I use dear? Do I use hi? Do I use hello? It is very confusing for beginners.
It can feel like a lot, but we found a very nice, simple plan from the cultural guides. There are 4 rules. Just 4. You just match your situation to one of the 4 rules.
I love simple rules. Please walk us through them. What is rule number 1?
Rule 1 is for first contact or very formal. This means you are writing to a big boss or a government worker or a doctor, someone very high up. The rule is use dear plus their title and last name.
Like Dear Dr. Patel or Dear Director Smith.
Exactly. It shows very high respect right away.
It is polite. Okay, what is rule number 2?
Rule 2 is for a warm relationship. This is for people you work with every day, people you know. The rule is use hi plus their first name. Hi, Marcus.
Hi, Marcus. That is nice. It is friendly and fast.
Yes, it is very fast. It is not stiff.
I use that for almost all my emails. But what if I am in the middle? Like I need to email someone in my company, but we have never met. I do not want to use dear because it is too serious. But hi feels too friendly.
That is rule 3, uncertain formality. This means you just do not know. Dear is too serious, but hi is too relaxed. So you use hello plus their first name.
Hello, Marcus.
Yes, just hello. It is the safest word in the English language for an email. It is never too relaxed. It is never too serious. It is perfectly in the middle. We call it the Switzerland of greetings.
The Switzerland of greetings. I love that because Switzerland is neutral. It does not pick sides. I'm going to write that down. Okay, what is the last rule?
Rule 4 is for cold outreach. This is when you write to a totally new person to sell something or ask for a meeting, but it is just normal business, not government. The data says you should use hi plus their first name.
Wait, really? Why not dear? They are a stranger. You do not know them.
Because in modern sales, Dear feels fake. It feels like a robot is calling you on the phone. It makes the brain feel bad. Hi feels like a real person.
But, what about hey? Can I say hey, Marcus?
No. Hey is way too relaxed for a stranger. Some people hate it. So hi is the best middle ground for sales.
Let's talk about our listeners all over the world. Many people listening speak English as their second language, or their third.
Yes, we have a very global audience.
And the guys we read talk about this. Sometimes when you learn a new language, you try to be very polite, but you use words that native speakers do not use.
This is a very big point. Non-native speakers sometimes translate words from their home country directly into English, and it creates greetings that do not really exist in business English.
Like what? Can you give an example?
Yes, words like dears, or dear both, or dear all.
Oh, I see dear both all the time. Like if someone emails me and the producer together, they say dear both.
It is very common, but it is not natural English. It is a little strange. Dear all is okay if you write to a very big, serious group, but hi everyone or hello team is much better. Dears and dear both should never be used. Just put them away.
Put them in the trash. Got it. Now, what about gender? We said sir or madam is bad because it guesses if someone is a man or a woman. What if I do not know? What if the name is neutral and I do not know their pronouns? How do I use Rule 1?
Guessing is very dangerous. You should never guess someone's gender. If you really do not know, there is a word, MX. You spell it MX, like Dear MX Taylor.
MX. Okay.
But honestly, in 2026, the safest way is to just use their full name. Or just their first name, Hello Jordan Taylor, or Hello Jordan. That is always safer than guessing Mr. or M's and being wrong. If you guess wrong in the first line, they will not trust you.
That is so true. Getting the name and identity right is basic respect. Okay, so we know what to do. Now, what should we never do? What are the really bad greetings?
Never, ever just use the person's name with a period.
You mean like just typing Sarah?
Yes, just Sarah.
Oh my goodness, just hearing you say it makes me feel scared. It sounds like I did something very bad, like a teacher is mad at me.
Exactly. It reads as very angry and very cold. It takes 1 second to type hi or hello in front of it. If you do not type hi, it means you are angry and in a rush.
It is so mean. Do not do that, everyone.
Wow.
What about emojis? I see people use the little yellow waving hand emoji next to their greeting.
A waving hand emoji is great for a text message. Or an app like Slack. That is casual. But in an email, especially a first email to a new person, it is bad. It ruins your professional look. It makes you look like a child texting a friend, not a business person.
I hear you. But I want to ask about mixing things up.
Yeah.
I see people mix their words all the time to be nice. Like they write, Dear Janet, hi, or Hello, Mr. Smith, good morning. They just want to be warm and respectful. Is that bad?
Yes, it is bad.
Really? Why?
I know they want to be nice. They are nervous. They think, I do not want to be too serious, but I do not want to be too casual. So they use all the words. But it looks like you are not confident.
Oh, it makes you look unsure.
Right. It makes the reader confused. You have to pick one style and stay with it. If you want to be formal, be formal. If you want to be warm, be warm. Do not mix them. It makes people feel a little uncomfortable.
Okay, so we open the door perfectly. We pick one style. We used a comma or a colon. But the greeting is just the door. The first sentence is how we invite them into the room.
Exactly. You only have 3 more seconds to keep them reading. And the most popular first line in the whole world right now is, I hope this email finds you well.
Oh, wow. I use that all the time. My fingers just type it automatically. Is it just empty? Does it mean nothing?
It is mostly empty filler. Everyone types it. Nobody really means it. And the person reading it knows you do not mean it. It is just a ritual.
So should we stop using it?
It depends on where the person lives.
Oh, really? Geography matters.
Yes. If you email a fast tech company in America, it is bad, it wastes time, the reader wants to know what you want quickly. If you make them read a slow, empty sentence, they get annoyed.
So cut it out for tech companies.
Right. But if you email a traditional bank in London, or a company in Japan, or the Middle East, then you must use it. If you jump straight to business, they think you are very rude. In those cultures, I hope you are well shows respect for the human relationship before the money.
Wow, so you really have to know who you were talking to. Fast startup, skip it. Old traditional company, keep it. What if I'm emailing a friend at work? I hope this finds you well. It sounds like a robot.
For work friends, make it human. Say, hope you had a great weekend, or happy Monday, or one guide suggested a funny one, hope you are surviving the day.
Hope you are surviving the day. I love that. It is like saying, work is hard today, but we will make it.
Yes, but never say that to your boss.
Oh, definitely not. Do not tell your boss you were just surviving. Only lateral peers, people on your same level.
Exactly. Only people you trust.
Okay, let's look at the body of the email. We have the greeting, we have the first line. How do we write the rest so they do not delete it?
You need to use the PAR structure.
Like
PAR, it stands for purpose, action, reason.
Purpose, action, reason. Let's break that down for our beginners, because this sounds very helpful.
It is the secret to good emails. Think about a long, messy email. It is like handing someone a big knot of string. They have to work hard to untie it just to find out what you want. The PAR structure gives them a straight string, no knots.
That is a great picture in my mind. So the P is purpose. What does that mean?
Purpose is the why. Why are you writing? It should be the very first sentence. For example, I am writing to share the marketing numbers for this month.
Straight to the point. And the A is action.
Action is the what. What do you want them to do? It must be very clear. Like, please look at the PDF and say yes by Thursday at 5 o'clock.
Oh, that is very clear. They know exactly what to do.
Yeah.
And the R.
Reason. Reason is the context. Why is it important? You can say, we need this so we can start the new project on Monday. I attached the paper for you. And that is it. Purpose, action, reason. It is so easy to read.
It really is. It makes the email very short. And speaking of short, we looked at the data for this. How many words should a good email have in 2026?
150 words. That is what the data says. Under 150 words is the best.
Wow. 150 words is so small. It is like a text message.
It is small, but there's a very physical reason for it. Think about a mobile phone screen.
Right. Most people look at emails on their phone first.
Exactly. If your email is 150 words, it fits on one screen. They do not have to move their thumb to scroll down.
The scrolling is the problem.
Yes. If the email has 250 words, they have to scroll. When their thumb scrolls, their brain says, this is too long, this is a big project, I will read it later at my desk.
And we all know what I will read it later means.
It means they will never read it. It gets lost forever, so keep it on one screen.
That is such a smart way to think about it. If they have to scroll, you lose.
Mm-hmm.
Are there any other rules for how it looks?
Yes. Use a normal font, like Arial, make it easy to read, and never, ever write words in bright red text, and do not use all CCAP PS, all big letters.
Oh, all big letters means you are shouting on the internet.
Yes. Some people use red text or all caps because they want to show a deadline is important. But the brain sees it as anger. It makes the reader defensive. They will not want to help you.
So just use normal black text. Now, I want to talk about something from one of our guides. Ingletalk brought up language translation.
Ah, yes. Translating from one language directly to another, it is a big trap.
Tell us why it is a trap.
Language is not just words, it is culture. For example, in Chinese, a common greeting translates to English as, how are you doing? In Chinese business, this is very polite, it is normal.
Right.
But in an English business, email to a stranger asking, how are you doing, is too personal. It sounds like you want to be friends and talk about the weekend. It confuses the American reader. It wastes time.
So do not just translate the words, you have to translate the culture. Use hello instead.
Exactly.
Okay, so I write a perfect email. It is 150 words. It has the PAR structure. I send it. And I nothing. I wait 2 days. Still nothing. They ignored me. How do I send another message without being annoying?
Following up is an art. You have to match the level of the relationship. And you have to be nice. Give them an excuse. If it is a work friend, you can say, just bumping this up in case it got buried in your inbox.
Oh, I love that. Got buried in your inbox. It blames the email system, not the person. It says, I know you are busy. The computer is messy.
Right. It saves the friendship. Now, if it is a medium relationship, like a new client, use the classic line. Circling back on this.
Circling back. It is very common. It just means I am returning to this topic. It has no emotion.
Yes, no emotion is good here.
Right.
And if it is very formal, like a lawyer, just state the facts. Following up on my email from October 12th, very simple, no feelings, just facts.
But, even if you write the perfect 150 words and you use the perfect follow-up, it can all go wrong if you send it to the wrong country.
This is where it gets really crazy.
It is. The local tone guide talks about the big difference between America and the UK, the United States and the United Kingdom. They both speak English, but they do not understand each other's politeness.
It is a perfect example of cultural difference. Let's look at the U.S. first. American business emails value speed. Time is the most important thing. You say what you want immediately. Being fast is being polite.
Right. Do not waste my time with fluff. Get to the point. But what about the UK?
In the UK, especially in big companies, the social part is more important. The first paragraph must say thank you or ask about a past meeting. You must establish the human connection before you ask for anything.
So the British are not trying to waste time. They are just following a social rule. You have to be nice first.
Exactly. And this leads to something called hedging.
Hedging. That means using soft words, right?
Yes, soft words before a request. In the UK, you might say, I wonder if you might have a moment to review this. Or perhaps we could consider changing the time. This is very polite in London. It gives the person a choice.
But if an American hears that,
If an American boss reads, I was wondering if perhaps you might review this, they think, what is wrong with this person? Are they scared? Do they even know what they want?
oh wow. So the American thinks the British person is weak.
Yes. The American just wants you to say, could you review this document by Friday? Direct and clear.
That is so interesting. In America, time is money. So being direct is polite because it saves time. But in the UK, relationships are money. So being too direct is rude because you are treating them like a robot.
You explain that perfectly. They have totally different values. And this even changes how they say goodbye at the end of the email.
Oh, the sign-offs. Let's talk about those.
In the UK and Australia, signing off with cheers is very normal. It is warm and professional. Everyone uses it.
But if I write cheers to an American boss,
It is very weird. To an American, cheers is what you say at a bar with a beer. Seeing it on a serious business paper feels completely wrong.
what about the word sincerely? I feel like that is confusing too.
It is very confusing. In the US, sincerely is just for very serious printed letters, not emails. But in the UK, the rules are strict. You use yours sincerely if you know their name, and you use yours faithfully if you do not know their name. If you mix them up, they know you are American.
Oh my goodness. That is too much to remember. What is the safety net? What word can I use for everyone that will not make anyone mad?
The safest phrase in the world is best regards, or just best. It works for America, it works for the UK, it works for everyone.
Best regards.
Yeah.
I'm going to use that all the time now. What about the phrase, please find attached? People fight about this phrase.
Yes. In the UK, please find attached the report is perfectly normal. In the US, it sounds like a lawyer from the 1800s wrote it. It is too old. An American prefers, I've attached the report. Fast and active.
And spelling. Let's remind everyone about spelling.
Yes. The rule is consistency. You have to pick one. Do you want to use American spelling or British spelling? Pick one and do not change it. If you mix them, you look sloppy, like you just copied from the internet.
And it is not just the US and UK. In Japan, it is nice to talk about the weather first. In France, they do not use the word mademoiselle in business anymore. Just madame for all women. It really shows why hello and best regards are the best safe choices.
Exactly. When you do not know, use the safe, neutral words.
Okay, we talked about people in other countries, but the data shows we make big mistakes with people sitting right next to us, inside our own company.
Yes, internal emails, emailing your coworkers and bosses. The rules completely change here.
Tell me about emailing the boss. How do we manage up?
Bosses are very busy. The guide from Ingle Talk gives a great plan. The rule is, give them the end of the story first.
The end first. But usually I want to explain what happened before I tell them the result.
That is normal for friends, but bad for executives.
Yeah.
A CEO makes 100 decisions a day. They do not want a long story about how you tried to fix a computer and who you talked to and how you felt.
Right. They do not care about the journey.
No. They want the conclusion. You start with, quick update on the project, it is blocked, or it is on track.
That feels a little scary. Just opening an email with blocked.
It is scary, but they love it. It saves them time. But here is the second part of the rule. If you say there's a problem, you can never just drop it on their desk and run away. You must give them 2 or 3 choices to fix it.
Don't bring me problems, bring me solutions.
Exactly. You write, the project is blocked. Choice A is to wait 2 weeks. Choice B is to launch with fewer features. I think choice B is best. Please advise. You did all the hard thinking for them. All the boss has to do is reply, choice B.
You made it so easy for them to just say yes. Okay, what about my peers? People on my same level in the company.
For peers, the phrase, quick question Blake, is great to get a fast reply, but there is a warning. The question actually must be quick.
Oh, right.
If you put quick question in the subject and then write a 300-word story asking for a huge favor, they will be mad. They will start ignoring you. You lied in the subject line.
You broke the promise. Okay, let's talk about the tricky stuff. CC and BCC. People use these to play office games.
Yes, CC means carbon copy. It means other people can see the email. If you add someone to CC, you must tell the main person. You write, looping in David so he can see the timeline.
Looping in. That means bringing them into the circle. That is polite. It tells people why David is watching them.
Right. It stops people from being paranoid. And if you are David and you reply, you must hit reply all. Do not drop people out of the circle without telling them.
Okay, what about BCC?
Yeah.
Blind carbon copy. This hides the email addresses. I feel like this is just used to be sneaky, like secretly copying the boss so the boss can watch someone get in trouble.
Doing that is very, very bad. It is toxic. It destroys trust. If you secretly BCC a boss and the boss accidentally hits reply all, everyone will see what you did. The trust is broken forever.
So when do we use BCC?
Only for big groups, like inviting 50 people to a holiday party. You use BCC so you do not share 50 private email addresses with strangers. That is it.
That makes a lot of sense. The guides also had some special phrases for people who've been in the office for a long time.
Yes, business phrases. Instead of saying, like we talked about, which sounds casual, you say, per our conversation. It sounds professional and official.
Per our conversation. I like that. What about when you have to tell someone to do something, but it's not your idea, like the boss told you to tell them?
You say, per Jennifer's suggestion, or at the director's request. This is a soft way to say, I am not bossing you around. The boss is bossing you around. It removes you from the fight.
That is a very smart tool. I have one more internal phrase. I see this all the time. Sharing this for awareness. What does that really mean?
That is corporate code. It means you do not need to reply, and you have no work to do. It is just information.
Oh, that is nice to get.
It is nice.
Yeah.
But here is the danger. If you actually do need them to do work, never use that phrase. If you say sharing for awareness in line 1 and then ask them to do a big job in paragraph 2, they will not do it. Their brain already turned off at line 1.
That is such a good warning. Okay, we talked about the busy days. Let's talk about when the office gets quiet. The holidays. HubSpot gave us some amazing data on this. My first thought is, leave people alone on holidays. No one wants an email from a business on December 23rd.
It sounds true, but the data says the opposite. When the office is quiet and people are going on vacation, it is a great time to send an email.
Why? Just because the inbox is empty?
Partly that. But mostly, it is about being human. In December, everyone is tired. Everyone wants to go see their family. If you send a nice holiday email, it shows you are a real person, not just a company. You share the human feeling of being tired.
And from a sales side, the end of the year is very important.
It is huge. Budgets expire. Companies say use it or lose it. If a team has $10,000 left, they must spend it before December 31st or it disappears. It is the best time to offer a discount and close a deal.
HubSpot gave us some fun templates to do this nicely. Let's talk about the holiday checklist.
This one is very smart. You do not push them. You send an email saying, I know it is busy. I made a quick checklist of the 3 things we need to finish this before the new year.
I love that. You are not a scary salesperson. You are a helpful partner. You are doing the planning for them.
Exactly. Then there is the gift guide. You do not send real gifts. You send an email framing your software or service as a gift. Like, think of our new tool as a gift for yourself. It will save you 5 hours a week next year.
That is fun and light. And what about the calendar scramble?
November and December are slow. People think everyone else is busy, so they do not ask for meetings. The calendar scramble email says, let's grab a quick 30 minutes next week before January gets crazy.
That is so smart.
Yeah.
In December, their calendar is empty. They feel relaxed. They say yes. If you ask in January, they are stressed and they say no.
Exactly. Catch them when they are relaxed. This also works for the summer. July and August are very slow. HubSpot says to make a joke about wanting to be on vacation. I know you want to be at the beach, but let's chat for 30 minutes before you go. It builds a nice feeling.
But wait, how do we talk about holidays without making a mistake? Not everyone celebrates the same things.
This is a very important rule. You must be inclusive. Do not guess someone's religion or tradition. If you are not 100% sure, use words like happy holidays or season's greetings.
It is just much safer.
Yes, and it is polite. If you guess wrong, they might feel invisible. Being inclusive, make sure your nice message actually feels nice to them.
Okay, we have covered so much today. If we look at everything from British politeness to 150-word emails, there is one big lesson. Good emails are not about stiff rules. Good emails are about making reading easy for the other person.
Yes, empathy, thinking about the other person.
We killed "to whom it may concern" because it is lazy. We learned to use 150 words because phone screens are small. We learned that the British like soft words and Americans like fast words, and we learned to give the boss the end of the story first. All of this just makes it easy for the other person to say yes to you.
It really is that simple. But, looking at all this makes me think about the future. It is a little crazy.
Oh, what do you mean? I finally understand 2026.
Well, today we worry so much about the human greeting. Do I say hi or hello? Do I use a comma? But look at AI. Computers are writing our emails now. Soon, your computer will write the email, and the other person's computer will read it and make it a short list for them.
Oh, wow. If my robot is talking to your robot, does the robot care if I say, I hope you are well?
Exactly. The robot does not care about cheers or best regards. Maybe in the future, we will just let the robot send data. No more polite words. But until that day comes, your perfect hello and your short 150 words are the only proof that a real, caring human is on the other side of the screen.
That is a wild thought. The blinking cursor is not just a test.
Yeah.
It is proof that we are human. Thank you so much for joining us on this deep dive today.
Yes, thank you for learning with us.
Please hit the subscribe button, follow the channel if you like this, and leave a comment below. Tell us, what is the hardest part of writing an email for you? Do you have questions? We want to know.
Yes, we love reading your comments.
Keep practicing, do not feel stressed, and we will see you next time. Goodbye, everyone.
Bye. See you next time.